buddies, my name is Jacksepticeye and welcome back to True or False. This is really fun the last time I did it. I didn't expect it to be as fun as it was, and I learned a little few things, even though I misread some of the things. I was, the one about the 46-year-old killing the 13-year-old, he didn't kill him, he got killed in the game and then attacked him. I don't think the kid died, but I kept saying that because I saw kill in the sentence and then I messed it all up. I read it right the first time, but then messed it all up after that. So let's go into campaign. Right. Okay. Question 26, because it remembered from the last time. Did I get through 26 questions last time? There is no way. Are you randomizing these? Charlie Chaplin was banned from the USA in 1952. True? Did people think he was crazy? Correct! Charlie Chaplin. See, I wish you told me why. Like, oh, he was banned because his face looked like a postage stamp. Something like that, but it doesn't tell you. The British Army has almost twice as many horses as it does tanks. Current British Army? I'ma say false. So I don't think they'd have many horses. Ah, God. I'm not gonna say why, I think, because it's gonna end up being wrong and then I'm gonna look stupid. Ah! Of course that would be true. It's stupid enough to be true. George R.R. Martin wrote stories about a mythical kingdom populated by his pet turtles. See, this is the type of thing that would be so stupid that it would be true. George R.R. Martin. Why? What does the R.R. even stand for? I have no idea. Reginald Remus? Oh, gotcha, Georgie boy. German has a word. Okay, German has a word for an improvement that makes things worse. An improvement that makes things worse. How would that? What? It's like saying that tartar sauce and ice cream is an improvement, but it tastes terrible. False. False-a-roo. They're all true so far. Come on. Koala's teeth are strong enough to bend time and space. What? That's not even like a thing. I thought it was going to be koala's teeth are strong enough to bend steel or something like that, but no, bend time and space. Only fucking gravity, for all we know, is strong enough to bend time and space so far. Actually, there's probably more than that. Planet of the Apes is based on a true story. Now I feel dumb for getting the other ones wrong because these are all stupid. A baby octopus is about to have half the size of a flea at birth. That's a good one because I have no idea how small a baby octopus is. Half the size of a flea. That's like this fucking size. I'ma say false. What? Baby octopus? Really? I have to look up a fucking baby octopus right now. Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's so cute. Oh no, it's adorable. That is not half the size of a flea. Fleas are smaller than that, aren't they? God, are you fucking lying to me, game? You know what? We just let it slide. Okay, with your fucking half flea-sized octopi, son of a bitch. The inventor of the pop-up ad later apologized for creating it. True. He said there was something about like at the time, it seemed like a good idea, but then as the internet evolved, they just got really, really annoying. And I'd agree, pop-up ads are not the best form of advertisements on the internet. We're just stuck with them because it's like some archaic style of pop-up ads. And I think I remember that pop-up ads weren't originally designed for what they are now. I can't remember. There was some sort of story. I remember reading it about it. But I do remember him saying that he regretted it later. Sushi means raw fish. Yes. What? I've been lied to. What does sushi actually mean? Ah. Su in Japanese means vinegar, and meshi in Japanese means rice. So it's like vinegared rice, so to speak. I am learning all sorts of things. I always thought that sushi meant raw fish. Man, I guess that's the misconception that people have, and that's why it's a good true or false question. Fuck it. The first animal to ask an existential question was an African grey parrot. He asked what color he was. Oh! I remember something about this. But isn't that like the thing about like self-thought or something like that? Oh, there's some term for that. Like sentience, but not really. That when they start asking questions about themselves, like that's when a baby wakes up. so to speak, like their mind wakes up. It's when they actually start to realize stuff about themselves and they can ask something about themselves. That's when AI gets to a point. I can't remember. Fuck. Yes. That is weird. Oh, that's so... Imagine if dolphins could speak. Well, dolphins have been observed to be able to speak with each other and be able to communicate like thoughts and everything. Not telepathy, but what they're thinking and what they need to do, which is really, really cool. I remember seeing a thing about two dolphins. They told one of the dolphins like what they had to do and trying to get the other dolphin to do it. So the other dolphin went over to him, told him what needed to be done, and then they synchronized together and did it. Which is fucking bananas to think that animals are actually able to do that. Like, not only are they able to signify somehow of how to do something, but to be able to actually, like, vocally represent what that is. So bizarre! Animals are awesome! Correct, that's true. Honeybees that return to the hive drunk are punished. False? What? How do honeybees get drunk? I mean, do they go off to a plant and be like, oh, that's a tequila flower. Party on, dudes. I mean, technically there's different types of drunk. It might not just be involving alcohol. I did not know that. God, there's so many things that I didn't know for this episode. That's why I called the last episode I'm Learning. Because there's a lot of shit in this that I have no idea. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is the farthest leaning man-made tower. I have a feeling that might be false. Can't there be... But see, it depends on what you mean by leaning. Are the towers that man built that look like they're leaning, but not actually like leaning under their own weight? True. Fuck my life. Fuck. Why do I keep getting these wrong? God! Makes me feel all stupid. Even though these are weird questions, how the hell would I know the answers to these normally? J.K. Rowling wanted to do a Harry Potter musical. True? I give up! I would say I'm going home if I wasn't already home. I could just say I'm going downstairs, but then the video would end and that's not fucking fun for anybody. God damn it! The original teddy bear was inspired by a cartoon of USA President Theodore Roosevelt. See, how would I know these? How would I know this? This is like the stupid trivia, not even related to my country, that I feel like... Oh, normally I know a lot of stupid trivia. But why isn't that the stupid trivia that's showing up? Yeah, why the fuck not? Correct! Teddy bears were named after Theodore Roosevelt, which I feel like I've heard before, but just went back into the annals of my mind and went, I have no memory of this place. In China, John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath is translated as angry berries. What is it translated to? Give me the fucking answer! Don't just turn around and say like, it's... Oh, is it translated to angry berries? No, that's wrong. Moving on. Educate me! If I don't know something, that's what real stupidity is. Or real ignorance. It's not knowing something. Not knowing something is not stupidity. That's why a lot of people are always like, oh, you're so stupid for not knowing that. No, real stupidity is not knowing something and showing an ignorance to try and learn what it is. Like claiming you know something, then being proven wrong, but then still claiming that you know the thing, even though you're wrong, kind of way. It's like, I'm not stupid for not knowing these things. I'd be stupid for not knowing them, getting them wrong, and then going, ha, I don't care. I'm moving on. Educate me. Tell me what the real answer is so I can further my mind. Expand it. And then get them right when I ask them again. The Great Wall of China is the only human-made object visible from the moon. No. That's a misconception. It's not actually visible from the moon. Exactly. There we go. Thank you. Everyone's always saying, oh, the Great Wall of China is so big, it's visible from the moon. But if you actually look it up, it's not. You can't see it from the moon. Silly. Can't see it from space at all. There's a 4,000-year-old clay tablet, which is a customer's complaint wanting a refund. Is it an iPad? Tablet jokes. Even though over here we call like pills, tablets. Like, give me some Panadol, I have a shocking headache. Give me them tablets. 4,000-year-old clay tablet, which is a customer's complaint wanting a refund. See, it's a very detailed question to not be true. But at the same time, yeah, true, why not? That is true! See, it's too in-depth to not be true. Donald Duck is such an incredibly popular figure in Swedish culture they had to outlaw voting for him. I think that is true. I remember hearing that Donald Duck is like vastly popular in Sweden. I have no idea why, but I have never heard the thing about outlawing to vote for him. I have heard something else in regards to him. So that might, just because of that, that might be true. So, people in Sweden, you wanted to vote in Donald Duck? Really? I mean, America's, some people are going to vote in Donald Trump, but not Donald Duck. Some would say there's a fine line. But are your politicians that bad in Sweden that you'd want to vote in a fictional character? Or is your love for Donald Duck that huge that you'd want to vote for him? I don't know. Question 44. Mark Wahlberg served 45 days in jail for attempted murder. Didn't he have a very troubled past? Yeah, he did. He had a very troubled past. And then he became Marky Mark with all his rapping and bullshit, and now he's just a really good actor. Despite what anyone might say, Mark Wahlberg is actually a pretty decent actor. Very good, I don't know, some movies he's a bit of a stinker in, but he has done some really great roles in some movies that made me go, oh, that's not bad. He's surprisingly funny too. Penguins are only known animals to fly with no one looking. False. I like how it was a penguin asking the question as well. Only 2 species have domesticated other species, humans and ants. Have ants actually domesticated something though? Other ants? False. Really? That's fascinating. I'm glad that that's true. I'm glad I got that wrong because I wanted that to be correct. Wow, that's cool. And but have they just domesticated other ants or domesticated themselves? Probably just domesticated themselves. I don't fucking know. Technically, it's the same thing. Domesticating other ants compared to domesticating themselves as ants. It's the same fucking thing. What am I saying? Approximately 62% of Americans have less than 1,000 in their savings account and 21% don't even have a savings account. True. Yeah, that's not good statistics. Savings accounts are really great things to have. Then again, it's easy to say that, but not a lot of people might be making the money to actually have spare to put into a savings account. So I guess that was a bit stupid of me to say. Because some people are just scraping by. Like the money they get every week or every month or however often they get paid, that's just enough for them to survive. So they don't have extra money to put into a savings account. As punishment for misbehavior, Thai policemen are forced to wear a Hello Kitty armband. I don't know. Wait, I've seen pictures of policemen wearing Hello Kitty armbands. Actually, no, I've seen camouflage, dude. I want this to be true. Yeah! Even though I thought Hello Kitty was like a bigger thing in Japan than it would be in Thailand. Anyway, let's do this last question. Oh wait, we're on question 49. Yeah, it'll get us up to question 50. Vikings believed that a giant goat named Hydrin, whose udders provided an endless supply of beer, awaited them in Valhalla upon their death. Oh, Vikings. Please tell me you were just trolling when you said that. Please tell me that that's not true. Hydrin. I don't know how you'd actually say that. That looks like a D, and that rune. Vikings believed that a goat named this, whose udders provided, they thought there was a goat with an endless supply of beer coming out of its tits that was meet them in Valhalla. Please let that be true. Vikings! Why? Why would you believe that? Please tell me you were just trolling all the other Vikings or all the other cultures. You were like, hey, let's make up this thing and then tell everybody that that's actually what we believe. Because everyone sees us as all these drunken dudes with big giant beards going on. So let's tell Scotland that we actually think that we believe in a goat that's going to give us beer. Maybe we can convert other people to think that and then we laugh at them. I hope that's what Vikings thought and they didn't actually think that that was true. Then again, some people in the future will probably look back on some of the stuff that people today believe and think, oh god, why did you believe in that? Okay, Google sent emails to its employees warning them that a python was loose in New York after April 1st, 2017. It was not a joke. Okay, I'll answer this. Well, that's true. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave this episode here. I learned stuff doing this game. That's the surprising thing about it. Some of the questions are so bizarre that I just can't believe that they're true. And then I always pick faults. I got a lot wrong in this episode. Man, that's bad form. I feel all dumb now. I'm gonna have to go inject knowledge into my brain hole by reading. It's always a good idea. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face like a boss! And high fives all around. Whoosh, whoosh. Thank you guys. Now we'll see all you dudes. I don't know what I just did. Did I do something bad? Probably. The Eastern Baronies are regrouping under the banner of a terrible warlord. Go in here to destroy the Singularity Drive because of something else. Oh my god. Gamers have collectively spent over 6 million years playing WoW, longer than the human species' existence. I give up. I give up.